All right. Welcome to your modules and your lessons for my white ladies. I created, people probably wondering, like, why did you create specific module and specific learning for white women? Well, because white women are central to their role in how patriarchy and capitalism have survived and thrived, and they are essential to breaking it down. White women hold more power than they realize, and historically, they haven't been using it responsibly. And so, if you are watching this, it's either because you want to know, as a white woman, what you can do to deconstruct from your own privilege, decenter your own power, and be more in allyship to people of color. Um, or you're just nosy and you're like, I wonder what Lex is telling these white ladies. Okay. And so the core premise of this section is to recognize again that white women hold more power than they realize. They're not necessarily using it responsibly. And while they often present themselves as victims of patriarchy, they also deeply benefit from it. From raising white sons to upholding capitalist marriage dynamics, white women must dismantle the very systems that they quietly reinforce. So, the framework that I'm introducing here is to challenge white women to confront their embedded roles in patriarchy, capitalism, and white supremacy. And I don't want to do it through shame. Okay. I will not be shaming you in any way, but through radical accountability. This work reframes allyship as a daily practice. And it's something that you do at home, in your parenting, in your partnership, and through your own emotional maturity. Okay. So, with that being said, let's talk about what you have to do in 5 easy steps. 5 easy steps to understand how you uphold patriarchy and how to reframe it so that you can step more into your allyship. And step one is about rejecting the victim mentality that most white women tend to have. Okay. It's important for you to recognize the dual privilege of whiteness and femininity, which is not a word I can say easily, and shift from defensiveness to responsibility. Okay. White women benefit from their whiteness and womanhood in ways that shield them from the consequences others tend to face. This duality allows them to move through systems with both privilege and plausible deniability. Often, when white women are asked to examine this, the response is defensiveness, right? If you say to a lot of white women, and it's interesting, I notice the difference. If I call out a white woman on Threads, most of the white women tend to get really defensive. If I talk about it on TikTok, most of the white women there are really receptive. So it's interesting to see the dynamic that happens and that changes based on the platform that you do the calling out on. Okay, so if you say to white women, hey, listen, you need to take more responsibility for your actions and things, a lot of white women tend to get defensive and say, why are you attacking me? Or, I didn't ask for this system. I just live here. But that kind of defensiveness immediately misses the point. Being asked to take responsibility is not an attack, it's an opportunity. It's an invitation for you to step into the role of a disruptor rather than a participant. It's for you to say, you know what? This group of people is looking to me for a way to be a leader. And when you get defensive and you say, well, why are you attacking me? You're rejecting the role of leadership that people of color are asking you to be in. You're rejecting the role of accountability that is necessary in order to move white people forward into more allyship type roles and spaces. Okay. I know it's difficult to be a disruptor. I am literally a disruptor. Okay. My entire existence is disruptive. Okay. The way that I talk, the way that I am as a biracial person, the way that I speak to people, how I exist is disruptive. It's difficult. And sometimes when it feels like people are asking you to take responsibility and to continue to be disruptive to norms, it feels like they're attacking you and they're not. Okay. And that's when it becomes more of a victim mentality as opposed to just saying, looking at the person who's coming to you with wonder and from a place of curiosity. The victim mentality of why is everybody always attacking me? It becomes a hiding place. It allows white women to escape the discomfort of growth and ignore how they actively or passively contribute to oppressive systems. Okay. But you cannot dismantle systems from the shadows of self protection. You can't say, well, I'm only going to dismantle this if it feels convenient for me and if it only tears down systems that I don't feel like benefit me. Okay. You don't really get to pick and choose. And so I want you to listen and to reflect and to stop centering your hurt when the conversation is about harm. Okay. When it's about the overall harm that white people have caused to communities of color, you cannot continue to center yourself and say, well, what about the hurt that I've experienced? You can't do that. Okay. And you might think, well, why? Because at the end of the day, you still benefit from whiteness and you still benefit from playing the, oh, I'm just a girl who doesn't understand what she has going on. You're weaponizing your white femininity. Okay. And it's one thing when you use it to hold people accountable when you think that they are taking advantage of you. That's another thing to weaponize it when people are asking you to dismantle a system that you subconsciously understand benefits you. And so you have to move from a place of why me? Why are people always picking on me to wait a minute, how can I be better? Because people wouldn't ask you to be better if they didn't think that you could be. They wouldn't waste their time with you. I certainly would not waste my time with you if I didn't think that white women overall constructively could be better people. I wouldn't do that. Okay. So I want you to take this from a place of why do I always feel like people are attacking me or coming at me? Why do I always take people's requests for me to be better as an attack? And how can I take that as an opportunity to step into leadership and be more bold and actually take responsibility for where I am powerful and where I have held power? Because again, white women, patriarchy and capitalism is central to you because you produce white men. White men don't exist without white women. You birth them. And in that way, you birth them and you teach them to weaponize things the way that you have, and then you wonder why they're weaponizing it against you. Okay? You taught them this. This is what they know. You taught them this. All right? So this is that first set is just rejecting the victim mentality. Stop always believing that people are coming for you. They're always trying to hang you out to dry. No, they're asking you to be better. And you need to lean into that, to your own potential to be better and to have more of your own power actually seen for what it is by stepping into the role that people are asking you to be in as a leader. So that's module 1. Module 2, we're going to be talking about how this shows up in your parenting. See you over there.